Hello everybody, hope you're doing well today. It's Brian and I have another video for you. The last couple months I've been working at a new job. I got a job at a grocery store and I have a lot of experiences that I'd like to share with you. My mission for this video is to give you an inside look at what it's like to work at a grocery store and give you a slight glimpse of the chaos that goes on inside one. I started as a replenisher, a grocery clerk, and it's my job to go around the store and stock shelves, get all the items that are on sale, get all those filled up, and make sure the store is looking good. I've also learned how to run the register, how to do the checking, ring people up for their groceries, all that kind of stuff. So let's start at the beginning. Day one, I'm like, I got this. It's gonna be good. So day one, boss brings me down, introduces me to the other replenisher, and he's like, hey, this is so-and-so, and he's gonna show you the ropes. Boss man walks away, and I'm talking to the other replenisher for a minute, and he's like kind of giving me a breakdown of what I'm gonna be learning, and suddenly we're interrupted with this commotion. I look over, and there's this old woman with the look of hellfire in her eyes, and she yells at the two of us,
why do you only have the 5-ounce boxes of Jello mix? I want the 3-ounce boxes!
This old lady was furious. This lady disregards all logic and everything, every part of her that's saying, hey, don't yell at this person over Jello. That's not cool. Don't do that. This is a public environment. There's other customers that'd be disruptive and people will think that you are crazy. First customer getting yelled at about Jello. Thank goodness. It's all downhill from here, right? No. They taught me how to check. They kind of threw me onto a check stand. They're like, figure it out. And I'm like, okay, all right, I got this. And I get this really old guy. And you're gonna see. Are you seeing a pattern here? There's a thing with old people and me that they just hate me, and I don't understand it. He gets this giant fruit tart cake. It's like a cake. It has all these sliced fruit on top. The barcode is on the top of it, and the scanner, it can only scan from the bottom or the front. I'm using common sense. I'm not gonna flip this dude's cake upside down to scan it. And so what I do is I barely kind of tilt it, just so it's like beep, totally fine. And he just he looks down, he looks at me, he's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? I'm like, oh, I'm just getting it so I can scan. He's like, you ruined it. It's all gonna be all over the place. I was like, yeah, check it out. The fruit's all there, totally fine. I apologize. It is fine. He's like, good, because you're an idiot. Being a stalker, it's my job to get a lot of stock out onto the floor, majority of the day. And so that means there's a lot of stock in the back room. We have a lot of inventory back there, a whole bunch of stuff that are on pallets that are up on these racks that are really high up, all the way down the back room. And in order to get those down, we have to use this machine called a heister. It's like a forklift, but it's a little different. It lifts up these I'm gonna call them prongs. It lifts up these prongs. They slide in under a pallet, pick up the pallet. You carry it back, and then you could bring it down on the floor. The only training I've received with this is this button does this button does that, and these words of advice, you're not gonna learn how to do it until you do it. One of the boss people is like, yo Brian, we need some Gatorade on this end cap, it's getting low. And I'm like, I'm on it, I'll go in the back, I'll get some Gatorade for that end cap so people can hydrate all day long. And so I'm in the back room, kind of looking around, can't find any Gatorade. I'm like, shoot. And as I'm about to walk out to let him know I can't find any, I look up. On the very top of the rack is this pallet full of wrapped Gatorade, and I'm like, oh God, here we go. I have to use the heister. Let me just say, if you ever see me operating heavy machinery, go the other way. It's not gonna go well. And so I spend 30 minutes lining this thing up just to lift it up to get the freaking prongs in. I get it, I pick it up, and I'm moving it back, and so it's hovering over. It's like 15 feet up off the ground. This thing weighs thousands of pounds, and I'm terrified. Every inch that I move this thing, I'm just getting a mental image of some person who works in the deli walking by, walking underneath it, going to their break, and all of a sudden they look up and realize that their life is coming to an end because they're getting crushed by 2,000 pounds of electrolytes. Finally get this thing down. I get it down, look at the cases, it's the wrong kind of Gatorade. That was a rough day for me. There's another machine, which I'm starting to get the hang of, thankfully. It's called a pallet jack. So I had to move these giant pallets to the other back room, and in order to do that, I had to take them out into the store and go along the very back where customers are and go take it in the other room. I just know disaster is going to happen. I get the first pallet into the back room. I don't hit an old lady in one of those driving carts. I don't, it's fine. Everything was good. And I'm like, that was nothing. I got this. Moving the other one out. One of my bosses comes up. He's like, hey Brian, like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just moving this in the other room. He's like, okay, good, sweet. Just, just be careful. Don't crash into anything. And I'm like, oh, I've got it. Walking it back. And then I get across from the pharmacy, there's this end cap. It's a whole bunch of bottled water, like fruit waters, all stacked on this end cap. This giant pillar of H2O. The corner of this thing just bumps the end cap, and all this tower of water comes crashing down like the Tower of Babylon, and just horrific. And just so happens that one of my bosses is on the aisle over, and he hears this crash. He's like, hey Brian, what'd you do? And first week on the job, I managed to make myself look like an idiot. But when I'm working as a stalker, the last part of my night is to face the dairy, the milk, the yogurts, eggs, all that stuff. I gotta fill it, and I gotta do this thing called facing, where I move it forward, rotate the old stuff, to the front. It's insane how much I'll have to do, and stacking yogurts is like my 7th circle of hell. I will make my beautiful Donald Trump wall of yogurt, of Yoplait yogurts, and I'll see a soccer mom come up and just kind of like looking at yogurts. I'll go in the back to get some more. I'll come out and I'll look, and my wall of yogurts has been destroyed and has become the beaches of Normandy. If you don't know what the beach of Normandy were, it's D-Day during World War II. Google image it, and it's not pretty. I hope you all now have an inside look into my life of working at a grocery store, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like rating, share it with your friends, and subscribe. Remember, my name is Brian. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Talk to you guys later. Have a nice rest of your day.